Welcome everyone to another episode of the Will and Rock Podcast.
What's up, everyone?
Will, talk to them.
So we're gonna start off with some UFC news. The first one, CM Punk is going to fight in UFC 225. I think sometime in May. They haven't set the date yet, but
Who the hell are the UFC gonna put up?
I really don't know if they're planning. I mean, you can't expose somebody like Mickey Gall that came in and dismantle him the first round.
But he was
He was kind of known. I want somebody that comes from a different federation with one or two fights and put him in to fight CM Punk. I mean, bad enough that he's not going to win no matter who they put in front of him.
Yeah,
but
it's just such a hard thing. If you're gonna, for someone who's never had any type of background of fighting besides that wrestling. Well, if that's what you want to call it to an extent.
Right. Wrestling entertainment.
Yeah, wrestling entertainment, and just throwing him in the UFC. And he proven to everybody what was going to happen in the first fight. One thing is one thing he did prove is that he has a heart and that he doesn't mind getting hit because he's coming back.
Yeah.
And let alone in the fight, he took a lot of punishment as well.
We have to understand this is a guy that's also training with Duke Rufus.
But that doesn't train hard. That doesn't train hard.
Hard doesn't train, right?
Yeah.
But he's getting punched a couple of times sparring with these guys. Is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, but you make a good point. And he still took the
Anyways,
fight.
I don't want to really talk too much. We took way too long with the CM Punk shit. It's bullshit to begin with. Let's be both honest. Okay. Anyways, Michael Bisping, Lyoto Machida won, as we know, right, from the last podcast. Lyoto Machida won, and he called out Michael Bisping. It's his retirement fight for Bisping, and I think it's a great fight. Bisping actually agreed. He said, "Yeah, let's do it." So I'm guessing they're just waiting for a date.
I'm curious. They should both fight for a retirement fight. Does the
the only thing is if Machida wins against a name like Michael Bisping, we're talking, he could easily get back up there, so we have to wait and see what's the results of Michael Bisping and Machida, because if Bisping wins, best case scenario, I would like to think, because it will be Michael Bisping's final fight, he retires. But the question is Lyoto Machida might retire after that fight. So who knows? I think it could be a retirement fight for either or.
I just said that.
All right, cool. Yeah. Next, Henry Cejudo called out Tim Elliott.
That's a great fight on
I agree.
both ends. And Cejudo he's making such a great name for himself.
Yeah, he's back in the belt. He's back for the run after beating Sergio Pettis.
Elliott is also on the run as well, so it's great that they're calling each other out. And those guys there are in a great opportunity,
I do agree. I think it's a great fight. I think it's a great third fight in a UFC card and pay-per-view.
Whether it's pay-per-view or if it's pay-per-view, you can make a great co-main event for a free event as well.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Also we have Dillashaw. No, should I say Cody Garbrandt? Not only does he want to fight Frankie Edgar, but if he can't get a match there, because of the whole
UFC 222,
right? Which is it was supposed to be Max Holloway versus Edgar. Unfortunately, Max Holloway has some injuries, so he had to pull off the card. So here comes Garbrandt saying that he wants to fight him. I think it will be a fucking magnificent fight. The more I think about it, Frankie Edgar and Garbrandt. But also, Garbrandt has been pushing the rematch with Dillashaw for that belt. So the question is, he's gonna get what? I hope he gets either or.
No, so there's talks. I mean, this has been talked for a while. Both the trainers of Dillashaw and himself saying that they're not gonna give Cody a title shot. Yeah. They're not giving Cody a title shot because he has to earn it, just like Dillashaw had to do
when he lost to Cruz.
When he lost to Dominic Cruz. So this is a perfect example of pushing him either away from the division, and because think about it, if Cody, let's say Cody goes in there and fights Frankie Edgar and saves this card.
You mean Cody Garbrandt?
Cody, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
If Cody goes in there and fights Frankie Edgar and saves this card.
Yeah.
Because this card is literally in the mix of getting taken out.
Yeah.
So with that being said, he goes up there, and he beats Frankie Edgar, and he feels good in that weight class. Why would he go back down to Dillashaw? Which is great if then we talk about that Mighty Mouse fight happening with Dillashaw, which should be the next fight.
Right.
I'm looking forward to that fight. Even though I love Cody and I want to see him fight. If he can go up to UFC 22 and fight Frankie for the interim, I don't know if there's going to be an interim. belt?
I'm not sure, bro.
Because this was supposed to happen one time. Frankie gets injured.
But Max Holloway's his first injury that he's pulled out from a fight. Maybe if there's another one, then I would agree with you. An interim belt should be on the line. But in this case, I wouldn't call it an interim belt. It'll be obviously the number one contender at that point. And who knows what could happen. What else? So that's pretty much no more news. Now let's get started with UFC 221s. As we both, as you guys know, we call out a fighter. We decide who's going to win the next one. If they lose or win, one person is taking a shot, right? Whoever calls the wrong person. So let's get started with the first fight on the main card. And this is UFC 221. This is Romero versus Rockhold, which is a great card. So the first thing we have is Tyson Pedro, and he's fighting a guy that I could barely pronounce his name. It's Parbak Asfarov.
Yeah, he's a Russian cat.
Yeah. Who wants to pick first? Oh, I won last one, right? So it's only right that I get to pick the first one. I'm gonna go for Tyson Pedro. I think Tyson Pedro will knock him out in the first round. That is my predictions.
Oh. All right, so I had Tyson Pedro winning, but this is not entertainment if I don't go for the other guy. He's fighting somebody who's a Russian. I'm pretty sure he's a great wrestler, and wrestlers usually win fights. If he can take him down, ground and pound him, whatever he needs to do, grind him out, I'm going with the Russian.
You going with the Russian? Okay, cool. The next one is Jake Matthews versus Li Jingliang.
Okay. Because I'm not familiar with Jingling, I'm totally going to go with Matthews. Matthews is a great up-and-coming fighter. He's been making a good amount of noise.
Yeah.
They're putting him up in the third fight of the pay-per-view. He's totally worth watching.
As I do agree with you, but just like you said, it wouldn't be a good card if I don't pick the opposite of position, right? So I'm going to go with Li Jingliang. I think he's going to get it done by decision.
All
right. The next one. Again, another names I really can't pronounce. Tai Tuivasa versus Cybril Askar, sorry. Is my pick. I'm going to go ahead and pick Cybril Askar. I really don't know too much about these fighters.
They must be good. I'm really in shock that they put it up this close to the main event.
Yeah.
And I'm not familiar with these fighters.
I do agree.
Who you got? I'm sorry?
I have Cybril Askar. Do you want to pick the other guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
So you will be picking Tai Tuivasa.
Oh, I got Tai.
Okay. So don't forget Tai. I got Cybril. The next one is Mark Hunt. He's back. He's been out for a little while. He's fighting against Curtis Blades. Good fight. Good fight.
Yeah.
I get to pick it, right? Yes. So I'm picking my man Mark Hunt. I feel like he could knock him out. They're both stand-up fighters. I have Mark Hunt knocking him out in the first round.
Well, he can't go past the second round. So with that being said, shit. What do I do here? Because my first thing that I could think of is I totally want to go with Mark Hunt because that's my man. Don't want to go against. You know what? I'm going Mark Hunt knockout first round too, man. I can't go. I can't.
No, I hear you,
can't
bro.
go against that.
And the last but not least is Joel Romero versus Luke Rockhold. Now, before you get to pick, right? We have to remember this is the fight that was supposed to happen between Rockhold and Whitaker. Whitaker has a very bad staph anterior stomach infection, but I'm not 100% sure, so it's really bad. But he is recovering little by little, but that was the reason why he pulled out of that card. Whitaker's been going through a lot of injuries, unfortunately. One of the best contenders, if not the best fighter in his division.
Well, he is the champion.
He is the champion, that is correct. But with that being said, he gets injured. Here comes Joel Romero to replace him. It's not a good look for for Luke Rockhold. Either or opponent is a bad motherfucker stepping in that ring.
I will tell you, that division is freaking
it really is.
It's fun.
It's fun to watch that division.
It's so stacked. So with Sosa winning 2 weeks ago,
yep,
and winning just completely cleaned out Derek Bronson. That way, I honestly think the black horse in that division is totally Sosa, right? Because he's on his come up, and there's no one's going to stop him. I really believe that he's going to be a champion in that division. But if he stays healthy, of course. All right, but the real question is, who's gonna win, Rockhold, Romero? Man, I really, really believe that Rockhold is he's just another beast, man. And he was a champion before. He's one of the guys that is so eager to get back to that freaking belt. I'm going Luke Rockhold, and that's not to take anything away from Romero. Nothing away from Romero, but I think Luke Rockhold wants it more.
I think it's Luke Rockhold's time. He needs to come back and demonstrate why he is the actual champion in that weight division. I believe. Wait, you didn't get to pick.
No, I got.
So you got Luke. Oh, you did. I'm gonna have to agree with you, man. I don't see Luke Rockhold losing. I believe Luke Rockhold not only gets it done with Joel Romero, but also gets it done with Whitaker when he comes back.
And the fact that we pick Luke Rockhold doesn't take anything away from Romero.
No. Anything could happen. I mean, I'm not saying that it's gonna be an easy decision or easy knockout for Luke Rockhold.
It could go either way.
It could either go either way, but I believe that Luke Rockhold will get it done one way or another. I really do believe.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Well, this is the wrap, right?
Yes, sir. This is a wrap. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace.
Have a good one, guys. Peace.